Ever wonder what's going on inside that big ol' noggin of yours? No, I'm not talking about that time you forgot where you put your keys, or why you can't remember the plot of that movie you watched last week. I'm talking about how the brain actually develops. Stick around as we dive into 5 funny, but true, facts about human brain development that might just make you rethink how your brain works, or doesn't work. Let's get started. Number 1. Your brain develops faster than you can say cognitive neuroscience. Okay, first off, did you know that your brain develops faster in the first 5 years of life than at any other point in your life? That's right. By the time you're 5, your brain has already formed about 1,000 trillion connections. That's like a brain-sized Wi-Fi hotspot, but for neurons. So while your 5-year-old self was busy asking 50 why questions a minute, your brain was literally working overtime, trying to figure out how to control that big old body. It's kind of like how a computer is super fast when you first get it, and then it slowly turns into a potato with slow internet. But you know, your brain never really stops being that awesome, unless you're trying to remember where you put your sunglasses. Number 2. Your brain's still growing well into your 20s. Now, here's a fun twist. Your brain doesn't stop developing once you hit adulthood. In fact, your brain is still growing well into your 20s. That's right, folks. By the time you're 25, your brain is finally done with the whole making rash decisions phase. Yep, your prefrontal cortex, the part that helps with planning, impulse control, and decision-making, isn't fully developed until your mid-20s. So if you ever made questionable decisions as a teenager, now you have a scientific reason. It's not me. It's my prefrontal cortex. So, don't feel bad about those fashion choices, or that time you tried to impress your friends by jumping off the roof. Your brain was still figuring things out. Number 3. Babies are born with more neurons than they'll ever need. When babies are born, they come with more neurons than they'll ever use. That's right. Your newborn brain has a whole bunch of extra neurons just hanging out, doing nothing. It's like buying way too many rolls of toilet paper during a sale. Why? Because the brain is getting ready to learn everything. By the time you're a toddler, the brain starts pruning away these extra neurons to make the connections that are actually useful. So, basically, your brain is like a hyperactive little intern throwing out the things it doesn't need. We don't need this, we don't need that, but definitely keep the stuff about how to get more snacks. Number 4. The brain's growth spurt is in your teen years. Speaking of teenagers, let's talk about the real chaos of brain development, the teenage years. During adolescence, your brain goes through an intense growth spurt. It's like puberty for your brain. It gets bigger, but it's also super messy. The brain is remodeling itself, making new connections, and getting rid of the useless ones. It's the mental equivalent of trying to clean your room by throwing everything in the closet and hoping for the best. Your brain's all like, we're going to upgrade to better decision-making. But first, let me just ignore all these important signals that tell me to not text my ex at 2 a.m. Classic. Number 5. The brain never fully stops learning, and it gets lazy after a while. Here's a fun fact for you. Your brain never really stops learning, even as you get older. But as you age, it gets a little bit lazier. So, while your brain is busy processing new information, when you hit your 40s, it's more like that one friend who says, I'll just Google it later, instead of actually remembering something. The brain gets a little tired of keeping up with all that learning and starts prioritizing the most important stuff. Think of it like your brain's been working hard for decades and is ready for some vacation time. I've taught you how to drive, how to use Google Maps, and how to spell definitely. Now I'm going to take a nap. So there you have it. The brain is a constantly evolving, unpredictable, and sometimes hilarious organ. From creating a trillion connections to pretending to know what's going on well into your 20s, it's clear. Your brain is always working in its own special way. Next time you forget where you left your phone, just blame it on your still developing brain and call it a day. If you enjoyed these brainy facts, give that like button a tap, subscribe, and ring the bell for more fun, brainy content. Until next time, stay sharp, or at least try to.